Blue Beetle, Blue Beetle, Blue Beetle, Blue Beetle, Blue Beetle. Oh, oh my gosh, y'all! Y'all, I just came back from going to go see DC's latest cinematic contribution, The Blue Beetle, and this is a movie that I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit hesitant about because I have my favorites, but I was pleasantly surprised. This movie from beginning to end was, it had me. It had my attention. It had my interest. There were Easter eggs all over the place, and as a comic book fan, I was in love with this. So we're going to talk about this, and I'm not going to be my quick fast self because I always forget stuff, but I get so excited when I see stuff like this, and it's like you can tell they are trying. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Brain, mouth, heart, Ted cord right here. So, oh, let's do this. I haven't done this in a while. It's been a while since I've been back here. So let's get to this, okay? So, get ready. Hey everybody, it's your boy Montel. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys having a fantastic day, week, month, year, millennium. Your days have been great. The summer has been great to you. Hopefully all is well with you. You guys are taking care of yourselves. I know y'all gonna come at me because I ain't been here, but understand that life be lifing. But I'm back, okay? I've got so much going on, and I thank y'all for just continuing to support me and everything. But we about to get back to this, okay? Because this needs to be told, but your boy is back, okay? Okay. Y'all, I just came back from watching The Blue Beetle. Now, mind you, DC hasn't always been on my favorite radar. I liked Black Adam and what they tried to do with the Justice Society. It was okay. And of course, y'all already know how I feel about Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Okay. But Blue Beetle was a pleasant, refreshing surprise. I enjoyed this movie from the beginning to the end. Y'all know, I go into a movie theater just ready to check movies out, just to give them a chance to see how they go and let them perform for me. But this one did the thing. But before we do all that, hello everyone. If this is your first time here in the channel, welcome. My name is Montel. I am a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, podcaster. I'm on Instagram. I like to bring positivity where I am. I like to support my blerds and nerds all over the place. I represent Blerdicorn, hashtag Blerdicorn, and of course, be proud in your blerd. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. If you've seen some of my content, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. Please hit that bell, that notification bell, that bell. So when you hear that ding, that means I put something new up here, just like I'm gonna do with this one. And of course, like my videos. Please, 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 please. I normally spin around, but my luck, I always end up knocking something over, okay? But I am back, and I will be talking about San Diego Comic-Con and BlerdCon in upcoming videos, so look out for that. So this is officially another installment of Now That Everybody's Gone. Because some people have decided not to take this movie seriously. And they are sleeping on this because there were Easter eggs. And for those of us who are comic fans, one of the greatest things you could ever do is throw hints, lay a trail of breadcrumbs, and pay homage to heroes and villains and even stories that are never really considered in the grand scheme of the DC universe. I'm sorry. There are storylines that should have just gotten all of the attention. Just like Marvel did with Endgame. I did like what they did with Civil War, but that's only my personal opinion, only because it's such an amazing story. They could have did a lot more with it, introduced more characters into it. Now, DC don't know what they're trying to do, but you can tell they're trying to fix whatever was broken before. And shout outs to them and giving mad respect to them for doing that. Right now, at the time of this recording, we are still in the middle of our writers and actors strike. So I'm sending all the love and all the support and all of the good vibes to all the writers and actors out there who are just trying to get their equal due. It makes no sense that they are putting on their performances and they're coming to the sets and they're doing the things, and the writers are creating the scripts and the monologues and the dialogues for these amazing actors and actresses out here, and they're not getting their due. Their money keeps going to the bald-headed so-and-sos at the in the boardrooms who make all the decisions, but you don't know anything about the people that are doing the thing. You know what? That's just my opinion. Again, another video, but I digress. Much love to y'all. Keep being strong. Keep doing your thing, because I know they're going to eventually say, why are we doing this? We need to pay our people. Now, let's get into it. Of course, the Blue Beetle is the latest addition to the DC cinematic universe, and y'all, they hit it out the ballpark with this one. They really hit it out of the ballpark with this one. I enjoyed it from the beginning. There are so many elements that are always missing when it comes to superhero movies, and I say the best superhero movies in the world are the ones where the main characters aren't superheroes in the onset. You see them grow into the role. You see them take on that mantle, and they do it for a particular purpose or a goal or a reason. But you see them grow during the course of that movie, whether it's a 2-hour, 3-hour movie, however it might be. It might be part of a series. But in this one, I love this one because I've always been a fan of the Blue Beetle. Oh, he's all over it. The Blue Beetle. This is Ted Kord. Ted Kord was my Blue Beetle, y'all. This was my man. No superpowers, but a powerful intellect, an intelligent man who wanted to use non-violent means to fight crime. And I always liked this character, and this really resonated with me when I said, you know, I had to see it, because Jaime Reyes is the next iteration of the Blue Beetle. And let me tell you, they really did an amazing job with this. I really enjoyed how they did him. Okay, if you've never seen the movie before, or you know anything about this, Jaime is a college kid who just graduated, and he's just trying to live his life and everything, but he got caught up in the middle of something, and there's an artifact called the Scarab. The Scarab looks like, of course, a scarab is a beetle, but it is an extraterrestrial artifact. No one knows where it's come from, and no one knows what it's all about, but it's sought out. As you tell, if you see the movie, you can see what it's a big deal. It lays dormant. It's asleep until it selects a host. And when it does, not only does it embed itself into the body of the host, but it is now a part of the being. So now you have this protective, oh my goodness, force inside of you that will do anything and everything it can to make sure that you're safe. It's not a leech, and it's not a parasite, because it doesn't need you to survive. It just says, hey, there's a sense of justice about this individual, and we connect and we bond, and boom. And that's kind of the premise of how the movie is. Everybody's going after the Scarab, and the Scarab has a name. It's Kajida. Kajida. And Jaime gets it all by accident. Oh, it's crazy. He comes home. His family's about to lose their home. His father's not working after suffering a heart attack, and he goes to try to get a job at Kord Industries. Now, when you hear Kord Industries, to me, that's Ted Kord. But we find out that Ted went missing, so his sister Victoria has taken over. And during the course of Kord Industries, it was Ted's father, Victoria and Ted's father, and Victoria, who created the company, and they were making weapons, and they were selling weapons. But when Ted took it over after his father died, he went in the opposite direction. Sister didn't like it, so Ted just disappeared. And when he did, she took over the mantle and turned it right back into, you guessed it, a weapons manufacturer. So his daughter Jenny she's the sole heir, but unfortunately she got taken over. It was a hostile takeover by her aunt, and of course we don't know what happened to Ted. We have no idea. But anyway, Jaime goes to Kord Industries because he met Jenny. Jenny said, come, I'll get you a job. He goes, he's trying to get her job, and they're in a meeting, and she knows what's going on. So she finds out that they found the Scarab. Jenny takes the Scarab. She tries to get it out of there, and she meets up with Jaime as they're about to lock down the building. So she gives Jaime the Scarab inside of a burger box. Once he goes home, that's when you see everything go sideways. And I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the most entertaining movies. Every emotion that has ever been invoked in a movie for me was evoked. I'm talking understanding, humor, love, desperation, hope, all of that. I was like, oh my God, get in there. This movie was amazing. Now, people have heard me talk about how I felt about Black Adam and about Flash. Okay, I'm a superhero fanatic. I love my superheroes. I love my comics. But movies resonate with me if they're done right. The casting, especially Jaime Reyes, done by Zolo Maridueña, c'est magnifique. Yes, that's two different languages, but I don't even care. He did an amazing job as Jaime, and you believed everything he said and everything he did. His family, oh my gosh. And oh my gosh, Nana, oh, Nana, portrayed by Adriana Barraza. Y'all love Nana. When you see this movie, you're going to fall in love with Nana. I fell in love with Nana. She was that dark horse. She was that sleeping bear. Everything in the movie fit. The flow, the pace, everything fit. You felt everything everybody was doing, and I felt it. There were times I wanted to just be happy. There were times I was pissed. There were times I was sad, and all of that. But overall, the story arcing worked out really well. And believe it or not, Susan Sarandon portrayed Victoria Court, and she was a very believable villain, because I don't always like Susan Sarandon, but I think she did a really good job in this one, honestly. I think everybody in this movie did an amazing job, especially Harvey Guillen, who played Dr. Sanchez, and he kept calling him Sanchez, but his name was not Sanchez. Oh my gosh, that was like an overarching joke, but I loved what they did with this. And the other villain, Raul Trujillo. Make sure I get the name right. He portrayed Carapax. And I there were some things that did not quite vibe with Carapax. But in the movie, as it goes on, you understand more about the character. Now, there are elements in the movie that make a movie. There is emotion. There is excitement. There is story. And there are some things that are always missing that don't quite make them link. One of them is family. Family in this movie was believable. Whether you saw the togetherness of the Reyes or you saw the brokenness of the Cords, you understood that and you felt that. Hope. How many times people say, well, we have to have hope, we have to have hope, but you felt that in everything that was going on. There were times where I was like, yes, and I was like, no, and then you just got mad, and you felt that sense of loss and dread, but joy and togetherness and community, and you felt all of that in this movie. And they did an amazing job of showing the difference between the haves and the have-nots, and the line that separates the haves from the have-nots. It was brilliantly done. Even touching on classism and even a little bit of sexism and racism, and oh my gosh, they really did this. Having believable hope in a movie where there is an underdog who becomes a hero without really wanting to become a hero is always key. And that's where I find this, because I love the fact that this movie still holds on to the underdog mindset, because Ted Kord was not the greatest superhero in the world, but he did what he did because he wanted to make a difference where he was until he disappeared. And although Jaime does not want to be a superhero, he sees the importance later. Then he's just trying to not be a part of it. He just doesn't want to be anywhere around it, and he doesn't want to rattle any fences or DC. I want you to remember this, okay? Make your heroes human and believable. Stop trying to make them bigger than they really are. You can have a fandom right there of heroes and groups and villains if you stop trying so hard to focus on the same three all the time. And when you introduce a character, please give a little bit of backstory and not make it seem so cheesy and just a throw-in story, okay? Please don't do that. I am so tired of going to the movies, having hope for this, and then y'all just make me mad that I spent my however much money I spent to sit down and watch this movie, and I don't want to be a part of this. But you guys are on the right track. You're on the right track, and I'm giving you your props. Don't screw this up. Now, everything on my criteria fit. The plot was actually really amazing. Characters, believable, lovable, relatable, laughable, full of hope, but also full of loss and grief, but you rooted for them and you cheered them on. Action, undeniable. Undeniable. There were times where the action was actually funnier and more entertaining than some of the jokes that they tried to lay out. But that's when you find your little treasures and stuff. What I liked is they also had the little references. They mentioned Cord Industries, which is a part of the main part of the plot line. You mentioned Ted Cord, the second Blue Beetle. You mentioned OMAC. OMAC is again another DC character, one-man army corps. But I like how they just shifted it over where the OMAC program is the villain. It is one of the devices of the villain. And I appreciated that. The connection, I connected with it. In the beginning, I keep an open mind, and sometimes I tend to shut down, but I kept an open mind. And they did follow along the Marvel formula of having a pre-credit scene and a post-credit scene, which may not have been as cryptic as you would think, but they really helped set the pace of bringing in characters, and I really enjoyed this. Overall, my thoughts in this movie is I was very pleased. I was very, very pleased. This is a movie that I want to see again because I know there are references and there are Easter eggs that I missed. But overall, I was so focused on enjoying the movie that I didn't bother with trying to find the Easter eggs and the hidden gems and everything. I was just happy to see this because this is a character, you guys, that has been around in DC for years. For years, along with Captain Atom and The Question and so many others who don't get their shine. And I've continued to say this. There are so many stories to be told in the DC universe. Stop focusing on the same effing characters all the time, okay? Let's see more of the Lantern Corps. Let's see more of Hawkman and Hawkwoman. Let's see more of the Teen Titans. Let's see more of Young Justice. Let's see more of all of these other robust and amazing characters. And I don't mean just on the TV. Let's bring them to the big screen where they deserve, okay? That's just me. But overall, I enjoyed this movie immensely. I recommend this highly. If you're thinking about it, you're hesitant about it, you're not sure about it, throw away the doubt, throw away the hesitancy, go see it. This movie was amazing. I'm going to tell you, it was better than Black Adam, and it was leagues better than The Flash. Although I enjoyed those, this one really got me. And if you want to catch a movie that has a little bit of everything in it, and you enjoy it, and you have fun with it, and it's an introduction to a new character, go see Blue Beetle. I recommend it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my review of Blue Beetle. Go check it out. Go find your favorite theater that gives you food, because this is a movie you want to have food with it, because you're going to just be, I was full after I was done. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the love. I appreciate this, okay? Hit me up on all social media, Navy Montel on Instagram and on X. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. Of course, you're right here. TikTok and Twitch under roguecatnip. But other than that, I'll be here next time because I got to talk about my favorite conventions because I've got some things to say, okay? But in the meantime and in between time, as I tell all of you beautiful, sexy people to do, please do this for your boy, okay? Please stay nerdy, stay geeky, stay sexy, stay safe, and also be proud in your Blerd, okay? You guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.